Alright, this is a video I was going to make anyway, but it also ties into the latest Q&A question that came in. It came in after I actually answered all the questions in front of the camera, and then one last question came in from CPA Farius. I know your YouTube name. I'm seeing Twitter names now on YouTube comments. I used to see the YouTube names. We met in Bellagio. I know who you are. We met last year in Bellagio. Thanks again for the gift. Your question was about staying in Vegas during the series. I think you meant to play, but I'm probably gonna deal the series next year. I really should be dealing it this year. It was kind of foolish not to, actually. You know, I always think about it. I've been thinking about it since 2016. I have questions. I get my answers from a mix of places. Sometimes Reddit, sometimes the job posting on the Caesars website, sometimes people who have dealt it in the past, sometimes people who deal or floor at Bally's or Caesars throughout the year and also work the series. That's probably the best resource. I should probably get all my information from there. But if I'm always going to keep wondering about it, I should actually just do it at some point and see if it's what I expect. I want it to be double shifts every day, allowed to come in on my day off, live very close, and deal, if not all, a huge chunk of my time in cash games, not tournaments. So I'm never going to know the answers to those questions unless I do it. So I plan on doing it next year. I don't know why I wouldn't pass the audition. I'm also probably going to be one of the rare people who will actually take the time over the next few months to learn the not so common mixed games, in case that helps me get hired. So from one perspective, I should just do it, get experience, have the experience, I mean, get all my questions answered via first-hand experience, and see if I enjoy it, see if I enjoy the money, see if I enjoy the schedule, and see what it's like. I've been wondering about what it would be like to do it really since the end of 2015, my first summer in Vegas, and not liking the cash games during the series. As soon as it ended, I thought about doing it the next year in 2016. So it's been like 8 years I've been thinking about doing it and haven't yet. I really should just do it. Another perspective is just has to do with multiple forms of income. So of course you know I play poker, of course you know I have YouTube videos. There are some other things that are one-time things that happen. I'm always on the lookout for them. Sometimes I take advantage of them. There are other things that are not just one time, but they're very sporadic. And there are things that I'm trying to make very consistent. A lot of these things have nothing to do with poker or Vegas, so I don't talk about them on the channel. But what I'm noticing is that even the things that could become very consistent, for one, take a long time. YouTube is a good example. It's not a large amount of money I'm making, but it is a consistent amount of money. I'm consistent with the videos. The views are fairly consistent. But it took, for one, it took a while from the first time I ever thought of doing something like this to actually buying the camera and making a video. Then from the first video, it took about 9 months until I was able to monetize the videos. Like, there was a large input in terms of effort and time. I mean, like hours of mine, also time, like just calendar time, 9 months. And there are other things I'm trying to do that have a similar structure. It's going to take a while until it possibly gets to the point where it's consistent. Dealing is actually the opposite. That security right there rolling up on me, I don't know, I guess it looks weird, but they didn't like yell at me or anything. Dealing is the opposite. So there's like no input. I'm gonna have to do some paperwork. I'm gonna have to go to an audition, fingerprints, get a gaming license. But it's not like I'm gonna have to deal for like several weeks until I actually make money. Like the first day I'm there dealing, of course the tips I take when the shift is over. Yeah, I don't know, might have to wait 1 or 2 weeks for the wage portion of my pay, but like there's no input. Like your first day dealing, you're getting paid for dealing those hours. It's also just the potential for an incredibly large amount of money. It's so much easier, not that I've ever done it, but I would imagine a lot easier to deal 15 hours a day than to play 10 hours a day. So it's actually really something I'm regretting this year. I should have done it, for one, just to get the experience and see if it's what I imagined, see if it matches all the answers I've gotten when I ask people about it who are somewhat associated with the series. And yeah, it actually would be really cool to work like non-stop doubles to get as many hours on the clock as I could, and I might be able to make like 2 years worth of bills in 7 weeks of dealing. So next summer, plan on staying in Vegas, to originally answer your question, CPA Farias, I plan on being in Vegas, but not playing any poker.